So welcome everyone to the Selling to Commonwealth. This is a workshop that is designed for small businesses who want to do business with the state or are interested in doing business with the state. SWaM certification is a program that created to protect small women minority-owned businesses so they can participate in that process. But that is not only SWaM certification is used for. So down the road, I can tell you what other benefits are there for the SWaM certification. Okay, let's do this. Yeah. So as you know, my name is Raman Gahar. I'm Business Service Manager covering Central Virginia and Shenandoah Valley. So if you are located anywhere between north of Richmond, Ashland, anywhere towards Fredericksburg, all the way down to Blue Ridge Mountains and near Road Oak. So that is my area, including Charlottesville, Harrisonburg. So if you're in this area, you can contact me, and there are various services that I provide and can help your business with the next steps. Either you are in business or you are starting business, or either you are a second generation who is thinking to hand over business to the next generation. So we have various programs that you can benefit. Start this. Let's look at the agenda so we all are on the same page. So what we will do is that we will understand target market. So let's suppose if you are selling a product or a service, you are selling that to various different customers who have different buying behavior. They have different purchasing needs. How much they can spend is different. And that way you can price your product and service. So if you're selling to the federal government, state, or local government, your pricing would be completely different as you do business with either B2B or B2C. Then we will look into SWaM certification. So why you need SWaM certification, what you can do with these certifications. After getting this certification, next step is access the opportunity, which is EVA. So we are talking about Commonwealth. So if you want to do business with Commonwealth, it is EVA. If you want to do business with federal government, it is SAM.gov. Same with the Maryland or North Carolina, they have their own portals. And then we will look into resources and next step. Okay, so a little bit introduction about our agency. It is Virginia Small Business Agency called Virginia Department of Small Business and Supplier Diversity. So we provide educational assistance, economic opportunity, access to capital to generate employment and economic growth. So that is our main focus. It is important to understand what we are providing because you might need one service, you might not need other service. So the most important thing is access to capital. So many people think when they start the business or when they are in the business, the easiest way or to low-hanging fruit is either SBA loans. So they are very popular. But you also consider there is a state agency that receives funds from different sources to generate economic opportunity and growth in the Commonwealth. So they also have various products and services. The recent one they had was Child Care Funding Program, and that is 0% financing, so 0% APR, so there's no interest. So those kind of programs are very helpful for businesses. They do capital funding, working capital, stuff like that. Let's suppose you're a trucking company buying another truck. So they sometimes the deals you get from VSBFA is much better as you get from other sources. The second thing we do is advocacy. So we advocate for small businesses. I am part of business development and outreach team. So I do workshops, seminars, conferences, bringing different resources under one table. So we recently did, maybe you have heard about or attended small business conferences we did this year. We did in Fredericksburg, we did in Harrisonburg, we did in Abingdon, in Bristol. In Bristol, we partner with SBDC, local SBDC over there. In Fredericksburg, we partner with University of Mary Washington SBDC. So we are connected with all of different resources. So if there's something that we cannot do, our partners can do. And then we do certification. So certification is the small, micro, and minority-owned business and the DBE certification. So that is what we do. So usually a common target market, you have B2B, your general consumers that you do business with. Then you have B2C, then you have B2B, then you have B2G. Usually people, when they start business and they are developing their services, they are pricing their product, they are mainly focusing on B2C customers. B2B is a little bit hidden. You don't know how businesses are doing business with each other. It is not very visible. But once you get into subcontracting, you will see that with these certification, you can do business with Walmart, you can do business with Target, you can do business with various different construction companies who always hire subcontracting. So that is a different world. And a lot of businesses that you probably see, they might have a website, they don't have any presence, but they have $1 million in sales because they are completely in different market. And then you can also build your product and service to get into that market. Then you have B2G, which is particularly doing business with government that is becoming a contractor, government contractor. So why these things are important? Because your main strategies, which is called 4 Ps, will be completely different when you are creating a business plan for doing business with the state. How you sell your product and service is completely different. So you cannot just bring in product and sell it. Let's suppose if you want to sell a bed sheets, Department of Corrections, Department of Health, hospitals, they buy those things. You cannot just come up with the product you have and sell to them. There is a specific thread count, size, stuff, so you have to sell that specific thing on that specific pricing. That is similar with the road construction, with roofing, with landscaping. So there is various amount of products and services that you can sell. Then the marketing is different. So a lot of businesses, what they think is that if they can spend on their promotional products, they can spend on their Google ads or stuff like that, it will help in this market. So it will not help. So if you want to do business with the state or federal government or local government, marketing is a little bit different. So the best thing is having a business card, and on the back side of business card, you have commodity codes or you have NAICS codes. So that's how the buyers in this market, they identify business with. So let's suppose if I buy professional services such as consulting or counseling. So they have like specific commodity codes, and that what is in their mind. And there is something called capability statement. So this is one-page resume for businesses that has their certifications, their commodity or NAICS codes, what type of work they have done in past. And then there are some industry certifications that need different, like let's suppose if you are a plumber, what type of plumber you are, what type of certifications you have, those kind of things. So if you create or invest in that kind of marketing material, it will help in this market. And same with the promotion. The next thing, sales cycle, is most important thing. So most when you create your cash flow statements, so usually, like let's suppose you're starting a business. If you are going for an SBA loan or something, they will ask you to create a projected cash flow. So that is normal routine. That is easy to create. But once you are in business, so let's suppose you are in construction business and you have big trucks and you are uploading and offloading construction trash, okay? So in that, you have to understand you will get paid after 30 days. Buyer want to know how stable you are. You have to do your pricing in a way that you understand how much it will cost. So by the end of the day, you are not losing money. So it is very important to understand your cash flow statement. So usually, sometime what happens is that you got a contract, you got excited, you're all in, and then you don't have money to operate because you're getting paid after 15 days or whatever. So that's why it is important to have line of credits, credit cards, stuff like that. Some people, a lot of contractors use credit cards to build those gaps. So this is the most important thing in government contracting is understanding your cash flow and your pricing. So you price them accordingly. So the market size. So there are 245 state agencies in Commonwealth of Virginia. So it means that there are 245 separate customers, okay? Let's suppose if I sell furniture, who would be top agency I will be targeting? So I will be targeting all agencies that have building space. So Department of General Service, VDOT, universities. So that's how I will create my target market. So these are the big buyers. And you can, in EVA, you can really create different market research reports that these kind of information you can get. And then there are about 900 local public bodies, like local economic development is a public body, school is a public body, airports are the public body. So that how big this market is. Then you have the volume. So there are about, this data is a little bit old, I think 16 or 17. There were about 8.6 million orders that came into EVA, and Commonwealth spent more than 7 billion. So 7 billion is a huge amount. So that money is rotating in Commonwealth of Virginia each year. So you just have to understand how that money is revolving and how your business can fit into that specific market. And then you have certifications that you can utilize to get more competitive. But there is a competition. There are about 92,000 vendors who are registered in EVA based on the competition level. Let's suppose IT firms, software development, stuff like that. You will compete with companies even outside United States. So it is difficult for a small business, let's suppose located in Richmond, to compete with business located in Thailand or India. So that's why SWaM certification is important, because there are set asides for those businesses. And most of the time, let's the type of like your business, you might have to find a different service that you can sell to Commonwealth. Like universities are huge. And if like every university has student housing. So if university has a service that you can provide and educate students on how to organize in orientation. So that is something your business can get into. So sometimes like you think like this is not something my market is, but like if you do a little bit brainstorm and think about different things, maybe there's a market that or a product or a service that you can get into. Now get into the SWaM certification. So Commonwealth, every buyer want to do business with SWaM certified business. So that is their first priority. Uh, there is a goal that Commonwealth has to spend 42% of that 7 billion with SWaM certified businesses. So as you are looking for contracts or business opportunities, buyers are also looking for SWaM certified businesses so they can achieve their goals. Currently, there are two set asides. One is for micro business and one is for small business. Set aside mean, let's suppose if they receive 5 bids and one bid is from small business. So first of all, they will give preference to small business. And the next bid is, let's suppose, 11% higher than their price. Then they will consider small business. So the cushion you have is 10%. So let's suppose if there is a huge like stationery products, a lot of big suppliers have, like, you cannot compete with them on the price, but there is a set aside which is 10%. So you can play in that 10% pricing margin. So small purchases. So let's suppose if you want to buy a pizza. We all know how to buy it. We will go to the shop, we will give order, we will get in the box, we are back home. But how you do business with the federal or state government is a little bit different. So you have to see how government buys things. So there are, okay. So there are 3 ways. One is quick quote. Quick quote means a quote will come and you will bid on it. Sometimes it is open bidding, sometimes it is seal bidding. Then the most common thing is IFP, which is information for proposals or information IFPs. Then there is RFP. So there are 3 common ways how Commonwealth buy things. So most used one is RFP, which is called request for proposal. There is a document that you will read and then you will respond to that particular document. So it means that there is a little bit writing is involved. So it is good idea to have read RFPs, see how businesses are responding to those RFPs, so you get an idea what to include in it. IFP is something that they have no idea. They know the problem, there is a problem, but how that problem will be solved. So that is IFP, where you come up with different ideas. And quick quote is very simple. So if I want to buy these bottles, these are quick quotes. If I have like an IT issue or I have like some kind of issue with, let's suppose there are foster homes, stuff like that, and they have some problem with psychology or stuff. They want to hear from different programs, what are new programs going on. So that is IFP. RFP, they want to build a roof, they want to build a room, stuff like that. So each product falls into different category. And it might be a little difficult or confusing to understand, but you have to take it slow. So whatever you listen into this workshop, you can come back to us. We can do one-on-one business counseling sessions, and there's step-by-step you go. So usually a successful rate is 1 year. So when you get into this market, it takes 1 year to get successful. So it is not like that tomorrow you go to EVA, you saw a business opportunity and you bid on it, and in 2 months you say, I'm not getting any business. So it takes a year to get successful to understand this market. Okay, so small purchases. Small purchases is if there is any purchase which is less than $10,000. The award priority is for micro business, and it is usually purchased through a single quote. If there is any business opportunity which is more than 10,000 and less than 100,000, that is a competitive bid and usually set aside as for small business. And above 100,000, it is either IFP or RFP. That is large purchases. So invitation for bids is IFP, and request for RFP is request for proposal. So let's suppose you meet government contractors and you go to their networking, or you go to a presentation where they are explaining about the contracts. So you will listen these kind of things a lot, like competitive bid, single bid, IFP, RFP. Initially, it is difficult to understand if you're getting into this market. So, but that's completely fine. The more you learn, you will get familiar with these things. So in IFP, I already explained it, but if you have any questions, you can stop and ask. So the SWaM certification. So what we did is that, first of all, we understood what is the market. We are talking about B2B and B2G. We looked, your strategies would be a little bit different. You cannot come with the same pricing point with same service or stuff. You have to repackage, you have to redesign and then sell. You saw how big this market is. There might be something for you. And how you get competitive is by getting SWaM certification. Now let's get into that. So SWaM certification is small, women, minority, and micro certification. So there are 4 different designations: small, women, minority, and micro. You can only be small, and you can only be women, you can only be micro. So they don't all come together in one package. For small, if you're a micro business, you are a small business. Definitions come from federal government. So small business, no more than 250 employees or no more than 10 million in revenue. Women-owned business means 51% owned and controlled by women. Minority-owned business, 51% owned and controlled by minority. Micro certification is no more than 25 employees and no more than 3 million in revenue. Then you qualify for the micro. And then there is a separate category, which is service disabled veteran. So if there is a separate category for it, and if you want to get this certification, you have to get approval letter from Virginia Department of Veteran Services. Okay. Okay. So there are over 14,000 approved SWaM certified business in the system, and more than 500, more than about 6,000 micro certified business. And in 2016, Commonwealth spent about 2.4 billion with SWaM certified businesses. Now I think it would be close to 3 billion. So that's how much this market is. And somebody was telling me, because I'm from Pakistan, I know like this is such, like states doesn't have that kind of budget for whole state. So that much big market is right here. And certification portal. So how you get SWaM certification is that it is completely online. You go to the SWaM certification portal, you fill out your application, you attach documents, and it takes about 60 business days to get approved. So once you have SWaM certification, it is good for 5 years. So these are the links. I will send you a presentation so you can get all of these links in one web page.
Okay.
Good.
Oh, yes.
Okay. So the next most important thing is the document for SWaM certification. So you need all of those documents which are required based on your business, whether how your business is structured, LLC, corporation, however it is. If you don't have any document, you have to get this document. If you will not provide any of the required document, your application cannot be submitted. So there is no way around. So you have to provide these documents. So one is the question.
Well, sorry, I was just looking at the, the second one, the business tax return. So do you have to be in business for 3 or more years to get this certification, or is there a time frame at all?
No.
Doesn't matter.
So if you started business today, you can get SWaM certification today. System will not ask you about the tax returns when you will put business was started in 2014,
Yeah,
2024.
Yeah, but I'm in the process. It doesn't ask about tax returns.
So let's suppose you, okay, so one is the proof of US citizenship or permanent residency. That is basically passport, birth certificate, green cards, stuff like that. Then you have business tax returns. If you are in business, we need tax returns for 3 years. If you have employees, then people who have employees, they know they file 941. So you have to attach that document. Okay, then you need proof of ownership. So let's suppose in your case, like if there's a single member LLC is very straightforward. But if there are multiple owners and one is a minority and he is 51, so that's why there is a proof of contribution to know who is investing in the business and where the money is coming from. Resume of the owners, copy of professional license and permits. Sometimes businesses does not need any license or permits. In that case, you can attach a Word document. My business does not need a license or a permit.
So what if you're waiting on that permit for the state?
Okay.
Like I apply for a tobacco tax license and that takes like 60 to 90 days. They say, if I don't have that, can I still submit?
No.
Or I have to wait?
You have to wait. You have to get your license and permits, then you can apply for the SWaM certification. Sometimes there are additional documents based on the structure of the company. So let's suppose corporation. You need a certificate of incorporation, articles of incorporation, corporate bylaws, minute of the most recent stockholder meeting, board of director meeting, stock certificate, stock ledgers. So if you have not applied for the SWaM certification, you probably have not heard about these things, okay? But most of the time, we work with SBDCs, they have templates. So you can get those templates and probably you have an accountant at that time you work with or a registered agent you work with. They can also help you get these documents.
Raman, if you change the entity, the form of like LLC to corporation or vice versa,
Yeah.
do you have to resubmit?
So once you are certified, you don't have to. After 5 years, when you are recertifying, you will update the information.
Okay.
Okay, so if it is limited liability company, it's kind of straightforward. Certificate of organization, articles of organization, and operating agreement. So as a business owner, you should have these documents and you should know where these documents are located. A lot of the time, small businesses have no idea what is operating agreement. They might have never created it. But if you are a single member LLC, it is quite straightforward. And there are templates with SPDC and available online, so you can create that. But sometime when there are multiple owners, so that's why they see who is actually operating the business. Franchise, you need a franchise agreement. For a partnership agreement, you need a partnership agreement. So that's how the certification portal look like. We can skip that because what will happen is that, so if you are interested in getting the SWaM certification, I would recommend having a virtual meeting with me where you can share your screen and then we are together working on the SWaM certification. Otherwise, you will get this presentation and you can like get familiar with the pages that will come. Okay. Now, once you have SWaM certification, it will do no good until you go and do business development. So you have attended this workshop. Next step is getting the SWaM certification. So you either go online and get certification by yourself, or you do one-on-one with me and apply for the SWaM certification. Then the next step is EVA. So you have to go to EVA website and register over there. And then we do two different trainings on EVA. One is part one, which is introduction to EVA, how to find things, how to register, what are the commodity codes, things like that. The second webinar is lead generation. So how to find business opportunity that is a little bit more enhanced. So this workshop, then SWaM certification, then register with EVA and attending those two trainings. So to get register with EVA, you have to get EIN number, W-9 form, and commodity codes. And so let me go now.
What is W-9?
So W-9 is a form when you will go to EVA and you will register. It will give you an option to upload a W-9 and you can fill out and you can get a form.
I was gonna ask about commodity codes. Is that what this one's gonna be?
Yeah.
Okay.
So in federal and state government, most important thing is the commodity code. So nobody knows businesses by name. They don't use industries like construction or stuff like that. There are commodity codes. So when you will register in EVA and you will identify like 4 to 5 commodity codes, you will get matched to business opportunities based on those commodity codes. And this is like eye and ear for the buyers. Usually how they are divided into categories. So there is a category managers, and then there are buyers. So each business is divided into different categories. And then categories are further divided into commodity codes or NAICS codes. So this is all like very boring and heavy stuff, but like it's an ear for you, like step by step.
So what would, I'm sorry.
Very good.
What would counseling serve, like counseling, mental health therapy, what would that go under?
So that has a specific commodity code.
Of
Yeah.
its own, okay,
Yeah.
all right, thank you.
So, okay, so this is EVA website. First of all, like what I recommend businesses to go to this transparency tab and do a little bit of market research. So there is search order and supplier, public reports, and different kind of stuff. So let's go into okay, so don't get overwhelmed like I'm going from one link to another, but I'm trying to explain like what you can do in EVA. So here what you can do, you can find purchase orders, you can find suppliers, and you can find contracts. So let's suppose you do mental health counseling. So you cannot just jump in, you probably start with subcontracting. So you might have to find suppliers who are prime contractors, and then you register as a vendor to those businesses, so you get some kind of experience as a subcontractor.
Okay.
Okay. And let me go in and find commodity code. Okay, so there is a search description, so you can use different words, keywords. So with mental health, you get, one is the counseling services, that is human service counseling. Then you have human services, that is mental health service, vocational, residential. And then you have management service, you have mental health, facilities, operation, nursing, food, stuff like that. So let's choose this one. And then I come here, and if I just put this commodity code, let's see if it gives us anything.
Did it say 18,000 results?
Oh yeah, because it has all the results. You have to filter it. So I want to see and go into purchase orders. I click on purchase order, so it will bring only 269 results. So I see was a contract with Department of Social, it was Department of Social Service contract that was awarded to People Incorporation, and it was about 166,000. And then Department of Social Service, New River Community College, community, like those might be different. So, and it comes with the date. So let's suppose if I want to go and see what it is. So what I'm doing here is that I'm doing market research based on my commodity codes and trying to find where the business is.
Okay.
So I saw one agency is Department of Social Service. So that is one of my customer. And I can go here, I can click on contract details. The supplier detail. So you can do competitive analysis over here also. So you can go here, you can see the vendor name. Okay, so they are in Southwest Virginia. They have, in last year, they have done $1 million business with Commonwealth of Virginia. And currently they have one contract. Okay, so, and they don't have any SWaM certification. So I know this is a very big company. They have various offices. So what I will do, I will copy this and I will put my subcontracting list and I will put this business over there.
Oh,
And I will reach out to them and I tell them that I want to register as a vendor. I have small women minority owned certification. Now we can go here and we can see one other, which is public spend report. Over here, you will go who buy what I sell. That is report 402. You can do Pacific NIGP code, and you can put NIGP code here, and you can run this. You can do calendar here, you can do 2022 and run report. So what it will do is it will, in 2022, any Commonwealth agency spend any dollar on this commodity code, it will pull up. So you can see all of these agencies and their orders and the vendor name also. So who did business with Commonwealth? So this is a little bit, sit down, have a business plan, and then slowly and gradually work on market research, maybe change, like a lot of businesses then change their services or add another service or add another product line. And then SBDC, we all are here to help you guys.